Rosy, a small gray elephant with large floppy ears, a short trunk, big expressive brown eyes, and soft gray skin. Flicker, a small green chameleon with bulging eyes that can change colors based on his emotions. Pip, a colorful toucan with an enormous rainbow-colored beak, orange, yellow, blue, green, and bright feathers. Ember, an ancient salamander with glowing amber skin, patterns like flowing lava across its body, and wise eyes that burn with gentle flame. In the heart of the whispering woods, where the trees hummed soft, sleepy tunes, a blanket of light had settled. It was the day before Christmas, and Rosy, the little gray elephant, was buzzing with excitement. Her big floppy ears fanned the air. She shuffled through the snow, her short trunk carefully holding a string of glimmering dewdrop berries. Just a little higher, Pit, she trumpeted softly. Pit, the toucan, perched on a branch, used his enormous rainbow beak like a hook. Almost there, a little to the left. No, my left, your other left. He chuckled, his bright feathers a dazzling contrast to the white and green forest. Soon, the berry string was draped perfectly, catching the light like 1,000 tiny rubies. Nearby, Flicker the chameleon was trying to help. He was currently cheerful, festive red with green spots. He scurried up the trunk of their favorite meeting tree, a large, friendly old oak. I will put this shiny pine cone right here, he declared. But as he reached up, he saw Ember, the ancient salamander, sleeping cozily in a nook of the tree, his lava-like patterns pulsing with a gentle, warm light. Startled, Flicker turned a bright, surprised yellow and scurried back down, the pine cone forgotten. Do not wake Ember, Rosy whispered, with a kind smile. He says the winter sun is the best for dreaming. Just then, Hip swooped down, landing beside Rosy, the soft wump. The tree looks magnificent, but it needs something more. Something truly magical for Christmas Eve. Rosy's big brown eyes grew thoughtful. The Glimmering Grove, she whispered in awe. What now? Asked Flicker, now a curious shade of blue. It is an old story Ember told me, Rosy explained. Deep in the woods, there is a secret grove where the oldest, most magical tree grows. On Christmas Eve, its branches do not just hold lights, they hold starlight. If you hang a wish on its branches with a true and kind heart, the magic of the grove makes the whole forest sparkle with joy. Pit's beak dropped open. Real starlight, that sounds incredible. We have to find it. But it is a secret, Rosy said, her voice full of doubt. And the path is supposed to be tricky, smicky, chirped Pit. With my bird's eye view, your strong trunk, and Flicker's, excellent color-changing skills, we cannot fail. Flicker, now a proud and determined purple, puffed out his chest. We will find it. For Christmas. Their excitement was so bubbly that it finally stirred Ember. The old salamander blinked his wise, flaming eyes open. The Glimmering Grove, you say? He rumbled, his voice like warm stones rubbing together. A journey of the heart. Remember, little ones, the greatest magic is not always what you find, but what you bring with you. He gave a slow, knowing smile and closed his eyes again. The three friends looked at each other. That settled it. They were going on an adventure. Rosy packed a small bag with frostberries and sweet root sticks. Pick practiced his navigation, and Flicker, he practiced turning every color of the rainbow in excitement. They were ready to find the magic and bring the most sparkling Christmas to the Whispering Woods ever. The three friends set off, with Pip flying ahead to scout the path. The snow crunched under Rosy's big feet, and Flicker rode happily on her head, acting as a lookout. "Okay, team," Pip called down from above. "I see a stream that looks like a wiggly silver ribbon." Ember's story said to follow the ribbon of silver, right? "Right!" trumpeted Rosy, and they followed the stream deeper into the woods than they had ever been before. The first challenge was the giggling gully. As soon as Rosy stepped in, the ground beneath the snow let out a loud, silly giggle. "Hee hee hee! That tickles!" Rosy froze, her eyes wide. Then a tiny giggle escaped her trunk. Soon all three of them were laughing uncontrollably as they tiptoed and hopped across the ticklish ground. Flicker was flashing pink and orange with pure joy. Next, they came to the slippery, slidey slope. It was a hill of pure, smooth ice. Whee! "Oh dear," she squealed. But instead of being scary, it was fun. She slid all the way down the hill, with Flicker clinging to her ear, turning a dizzy, swirling mix of colors. They landed in a soft pile of snow at the bottom, laughing and breathless. "This is the best adventure ever," Rosy said, her cheeks rosy with cold and happiness. Finally, as the sky began to turn pink and orange with the setting sun, they found themselves in a quiet part of the wood. In front of them was a wall of tangled, thorny vines. It seemed like a dead end. "Oh no," said Pip, landing on Rosy's back. "My beak cannot untangle this." Rosy tried to push through with her strong head, but the thorns were too prickly. Ouch! "That will not work." They were stuck. Flicker, who had been brave green, slowly turned a sad, worried gray. "We Ginzers found the Glimmering Grove now," he whispered. Just then, Rosy noticed something. The thorns were not just prickly, they were shaped like little hooks, and the vines were covered in loops. "Flicker," she said, her eyes lighting up. "Look at the vines. They are like laces. And your long, sticky tongue is perfect for threading through them." Flicker looked. He blinked his bulging eyes. He was not strong like Rosy, or could fly like Pip, but he was an expert with his tongue. He turned a determined, focused yellow, with a zip-zap sing. His tongue darted in and out, carefully threading the thorn hooks through the vine loops. Slowly, a beautiful arched doorway of vines was woven right in the middle of the wall. They had done it. Together, they cheered and hurried through the archway, and there it was, the Glimmering Grove. The Glimmering Grove took their breath away. In the center stood the most magnificent tree they had ever seen. Its branches were dusted with frost that glittered in the twilight, and sure enough, tiny, gentle lights, like captured stars, twinkled all over it. The air itself seemed to hum with a soft, magical melody. "It is real," Pip whispered, his colorful beak agape. "It is so beautiful," Rosy sighed, her big brown eyes reflecting 1,000 tiny stars. Flicker was a silent, shimmering gold, too amazed to even change color. "Now for our wishes," Pip said, fluttering up to a high branch. "I wish for the biggest, shiniest, most delicious fruit in all the Whispering Woods." He found perfect, twinkling branch and focused all his thoughts on his wish. Flicker scurried to a lower branch. "I wish to be the most amazing color changer ever. I want to be able to turn plaid and polka-dotted." He closed his eyes. and wished with all his might. Rosy stood before the great tree, feeling its peaceful magic. She thought about the delicious fruit and the fun colors, but her heart felt pulled in a different direction. She thought of Ember, all alone in his tree nook. She thought of all the other animals in the woods, the sleepy bears, the busy squirrels, the shy deer, who were missing this incredible sight. She took a deep breath, and with her kindest, truest heart, she sent her wish out to the tree. "I wish," she whispered, "that everyone in the Whispering Woods could feel as happy and full of magic as I do right now. I wish they could all see this beautiful light." For a moment, nothing happened. Its fruit did not appear. Flicker was still solid gold. They looked at each other, confused. Then a soft chime filled the air. One of the starlights from the tree gently floated down and landed on the tip of Rosy's trunk. It was warm and tingly. Then another did the same, and another. Soon dozens of the gentle starlights were drifting down, not just to Rosy, but to Pip and Flicker too, covering them in the soft, glowing dust. The magic, it is coming with us, Rosy realized. Excited, they rushed back home, the starlight magic making them glow like fireflies. They burst into their clearing just as full night fell, and then Rosy's wish came true. The magic dust leaped from their bodies. It danced onto their decorated tree, which suddenly shone brighter than the sun. It zipped over to Ember's nook, covering the old salamander in a cascade of sparks that made him chuckle with delight. It flew through the forest, touching every tree, every burrow, every nest. All through the Whispering Woods, animals came out of their homes to see the forest glowing with a soft, friendly light. The air was filled with oohs and ahs and sounds of wonder. It was more beautiful than anyone could have imagined. Pip looked around and laughed. "My fruit wish seems silly now. Look how happy everyone is." Flicker, who was now glowing and changing colors in time with the pulsing light, giggled. "This is better than polka dots." Ember ambled over to them, his own lava patterns brighter than ever. "You see," he said warmly to Rosy, "you brought the greatest magic of all with you, a wish of kindness. You did not wish for yourself, but for others. That is the true heart of Christmas." Rosy's heart felt like it was about to burst with happiness. She, Pip, and Flicker snuggled together under their own now magical tree, sharing the frost berries and sweet roots, watching the whole forest sparkle. It was a perfect, glowing, heart-warming Christmas Eve, and the best gift of all was the joy it had given to their friends. The end.